MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell attempts to compare the film My Cousin Vinny to his legal battles, while Lauren Boebert drops a crazy new campaign video and Trump reacts to Ivanka's testimony. But first, let's check in with the computer wizards at the biggest broadcast place ever.
What's going on here? He said, just find me one of these, find enough here to, just pick one, and I win the state of Georgia.
I think we just lost Mike there. He froze for a second. See if he comes right back. He might not come right back.
Select all images with guilty people who don't want you to watch the January 6 hearings. Venmo Gates, Perjury Trader Green, P.F. Chang's Dumpster Head Giuliani, Burnt Bulb, Diaper Dawn, Scam Hannity, Dim Jr., Snot Perry, GYM Jordan. Verify. It is pouring MAGA tears. I have a laugh with Mike Lindell's recent brain fails and Ivanka throwing Donald Trump under the bus. I roast Lauren Boebert's car crash campaign vid, Alex's bunker broadcast, Mitch's secret house party, and the latest and stupid from Don Jr., Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jesse Waters, Trump rally winners, and more. The guy who uses a key all day and never opens a door tweeted, "Guys, inflation is at a 40-year high. It is crushing hardworking Americans. Answer this one-question poll, and let's see who you think is to blame for inflation." Naturally, I replied, proven terrible deal-maker Diaper Don and his bunk tariffs really did wonders for the USA. Funny you talk about hardworking Americans when your own dad set the record for golf trips while you hunted caged bears with donuts. Clearly for Dim Jr., every day is a record high.
And it's a Democrat, going, they had to do something, right? They couldn't even squish that one under the table, But how about Brad Rassenberger polling at 39%? 3 days before the election, and he gets 50.
You either drink someone under the table or sweep it under the rug. This is far from subtle. I'm just gonna squish stuff under here, just gonna be squishing. What you doing? What you doing? Squishing. What American Borat is describing sounds more like something that goes on in the step MILF films that Ted Cruz likes on Twitter but denies he watches. Tucker Carlson so badly wanted to distract people from the January 6 hearing that his show only showed wide-shot reactions to the footage, didn't even run commercials, because he didn't even want to risk people being tempted to change the channel, since they may see things like Liz Cheney reading an account that said when Trump was told the Capitol mob was chanting for Vice President Mike Pence to be hanged, Trump responded, "Maybe they were right. He deserves it."
Many of President Trump's White House staff also recognized that the evidence did not support the claims President Trump was making. This is the president's daughter commenting on Bill Barr's statement that the department found no fraud sufficient to overturn the election.
How did that affect your perspective about the election when Attorney General Barr made that statement?
It affected my perspective. I respect Attorney General Barr. So I accepted what he was saying.
After seeing this, Donald Trump took to Truth Social to leave this message.
"Don't believe a thing she's saying. Ivanka's like an Amber Heard. She's totally lying, totally lying. Next thing you know, she'll be dropping a deuce in Jared's bunk bed. I'm just so disappointed. I can't believe I wanted to date her for so long since she was like 5, and now this. I am going to delete her phone number from my phone, and I'm going to delete her holiday pictures from my spank bank. I'll have to reconsider that one, but I'm pretty upset."
This is why don't you go visit Australia?
Tom Selleck's slow cousin has not given up on your country. This is incredible.
I have friends there. We had, in Australia.
We know Mike has one friend there, and he's an Asian fellow that phones in from his break at Burger King to speak on behalf of the country he has no idea about.
With drones coming down, you take your little chip, you go into a grocery store, you wave your little card, and this stuff, that's what they want. Then it's all digitized,
Lindell's so high, he's probably gone into a store and tried to pay for something with a Pringle. They said you had to have a chip. And since we're talking Australia, thanks to the thousands that caught my 3 recent theater shows supporting Jim Jefferies, and a massive congrats on your recent election. My friend Erica sent me this and I had to share it. Joe Biden made the gas expensiver. That's hilarious. And I used geolocation data and hacked into the pump cameras to get a picture of the confused man who left it. There you go, Mike Pence. Lauren Boosburp dropped this new campaign video going after the lowest common denominator by talking about bravery while sporting a side piece and donning a helmet to demonstrate that you can drive a pink beaten up automatic in the dirt at a derby rigged for the camera. Being stupid is her biggest qualification. It's ridiculous.
Everybody, in a normal world, it would be like this, everybody. I'm sure most people have watched the movie My Cousin Vinny.
In a normal world, a pillow manufacturer gone mad wouldn't be using a Joe Pesci comedy to support his election fraud claims.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, at the end of the movie, these 2 boys were accused of a murder, and in this certain kind of car or whatever, and
Metallic mint green Pontiac Tempest.
And odds of that being someone else was just would be almost impossible, because 2 guys would have to walk in at the same time, have the same kind of car, all this stuff. Well, anyway, at the end of the show, the guy I made with Joe Pesci was the actor. He told the cop to go check something out in the next county over. Well, he came back in. He goes, Your Honor, I took it upon myself, and we found 2 guys in prison. They're already in jail. We found the murder weapon, and we found the car that was similar to the one used. In other words, they found everything, right? Everything was revealed.
They had the car, the gun, and the tires. Mike has heavily encoded random evidence he paid a con artist for that even his own lawyer admits he has not seen. I think this is a good time to mention I made these Let's Go Darwin mugs, and they've got my MAGA Tears logo on the other side, and I've added a The Socks Stay On mug by popular demand. If you want to support the show, I have these, some other mugs, and fun stickers, or you can now tip me with this PayPal QR code, the link in the description, or you can smash the super thanks button below. Thanks so much for watching. Back to the show.
So you know what they did? The prosecutor goes, he stood like this, and he goes, in light of all the evidence, case dismissed.
And this movie's a classic, but Vinny isn't even a good lawyer. This whole movie comes down to him having a smart girlfriend that knows a lot about cars. If he was dating anyone else, those kids would be still in jail in the movie because it's not reality, even though Mike thinks that this is some sort of documentary and parallels his legal struggles.
Oh, that's it. That would be normal, people. That would be normal, you know. But we're living in a time where it's a spiritual battle of evil versus good. And
but why
are they going to come? Is Dominion going to come tomorrow and say, and Smartmatic and ESNS and go, oh, we're really sorry, melt down our machines for prison bars?
I don't know what's stupider, the thought of Mike Lindell inhaling a bunch of burning plastic, or a prison where plastic tubes are all that's between convicts and freedom.
All right, fellas, we need to blow off a little steam after the hearing, so get ready for another evening of humps and bumps. I wheeled Madison in the corner, and the mop is connected, so he'll be able to resume his duties, and I can confirm we have a surprise conservative celebrity in attendance here tonight.
Guys, Kevin Sorbo is gonna be here?
Now this is very exciting. I'm gonna have to take care of myself while Hercules takes care of Heidi. Right in there.
Easy, fellas. It's not Sorbo.
Okay. Then it's either Kid Rock, Ted Nugent, or Scott Baio.
I really wanted to see Heidi and Hercules. I really did.
That's not Kevin Sorbo. It's a steak sandwich.
You're all wrong. It is Kyle Rittenhouse.
Now, Mitch, you know I like to party. But isn't Kyle a minor?
He's 19.
Correct. He's allowed to get with whomever he desires, but there shall be no beers or bumps provided for Rittenhouse because you need to be a responsible adult for that.
I wonder if he'll bring his AR-15 with him.
Of course he will. He's 19.
I must say, that's a big unit for a house party.
Oh, Ted's intimidated.
We don't discriminate. If we're restricting units based on size, none of us would be here.
That's not an AR-15. It's a steak sandwich.
Can I get a bump?
And everyone, Garland is amazing. He's a leader in Georgia. He's been I think he's been involved with elections and politics for what? How many years, Brandon? Decades. I think.
Yeah, absolutely decades.
Decades.
I don't know if Lindell is talking about a lack of hair, teabagging, or forming something into a rounded shape. How do you feel about this? Let me know in the comments. Low Rent Burnt Bulb tweeted, "What's more protected? Paul Pelosi's mugshot? Epstein's client list?" Naturally, I replied, "The date his daughter defeated former president you worship was a frequent flyer on Epstein Air, offered support and compassion for Maxwell, and ran beauty pageants for teens. The dollar store cake makeup is melting off your pinched face while you're drowning in your own stupid." And I attached this photo of Trump's Epstein Air frequent flyer cart.
This is Alex Jones, Taylor Green here, still broadcasting from my Patriot bunker with Marjorie again. Good dude. This has been a very intense week. We've been broadcasting 24/7 to remind the Patriots who may be a little insurrection curious that they are absolutely not allowed to watch any of the sham hearings. And we think we did a pretty good job, but we are definitely tired, so I've just been drinking coffee, trying to stay perky, because Marjorie has a real appetite for my wild worm. And when she wants me to tour her blonde meat swamp, there is no telling her, "Oh, Alex is too tired." She will not stand for that. It is time to roll over and deliver on one condition. And what is that, MTG?
The socks stay on.
The socks stay on. They have to. Her feet look like someone took a hammer to a can of Spam and then stuck some toenails in it. And that's being generous. They are horrific. The socks stay on.
Matthew McConaughey gave an intelligent, rational, and powerful speech, and Republicans were quick to heavily criticize McConaughey because he's from Hollywood, conveniently omitting the fact the reason he was speaking was because he's from Uvalde.
Joking about the actor. I'm just saying, what are the White House going to do now? They're going to put Tom Cruise out to talk inflation? Is this where we're going?
Okay, Jesse, it was less than a month ago that you had the guy from Jersey Shore on with the hair so bad it makes me feel good about being bald. This is DJ Pauly D, and he's actually quite a funny guy, and apparently he's also an expert on inflation, or at least the most qualified from the MTV series, since Mike the Situation was jailed for his dodgy handling of economics, and fun fact, he befriended fellow inmate and Trump fixer Michael Cohen in prison. They were in there together. Dr. Oz was just elected in a state he doesn't even live in because he's a celebrity. Trump became president by being a celebrity and then took tips on running the country from Kid Rock and Ted Nugent. But Matthew McConaughey speaking about his hometown was too much for these people. I'm beginning to think that when Republicans give thoughts and prayers, they're actually praying and thinking of the gun manufacturers and the NRA. This guy is a pretend comedian. MAGA tears. I'm so happy we can now have to pay more for higher gas, food, etc., etc. Yeep, Joe is doing why better than the orange man. MAGA tears. Hey, douche nozzle, you can run, but you can't hide. MAGA tears. This guy pees sitting down, I assure you. MAGA tears. Thanks so much for watching. Help me out by sharing this video or posting it on your social media. It'll cost you nothing and makes a huge difference for me. If you can afford to, please hit the super thanks button or tip me via PayPal, and be sure to check out my mugs and stickers that go great with those MAGA tears. I am a stand-up comedian. I've played in 35 countries. I've supported Jim Jefferies on 5 of his tours. I have 3 albums on Spotify and Apple Music. Be sure to check them out. Life's short. Be cool, be kind, take care.